Yo, what up? Welcome back to another episode of Redzone In the Lab podcast. Today, joining me, my mains, George from the I'm about to say Big George and Carmi show. Big Doug and Carmi show joining me today. We're going to recap the Debo presser, kind of look through it. As we go through, you know how we recap those pressers. George's gonna help me with my first official death chop on the offensive side of the ball. And we can just talk about this and that. Who knows where it's going to go with my man George in the building. So right after this, don't forget the new Red Zone DC hotline. Any grievances you have, I have the connect. I can get your grievances heard. Just call, leave a voicemail, 24 hours. You wake up 2 o'clock in the morning, you got a problem with this guy I'm signing? Call me. Let me know. That's 202-525-7284. That's 202-525-7284.
Yeah, man, people ask that question all the time, man. But look, I was born into this, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I bleed Burgundy and gold. I bleed DC. This is my home. This is my squad. Regardless of all the name changes and all that, man, it's Burgundy and gold for me. It's DC. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm here, man. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. Do it because you love it, not because it loves you. One beat, one sound, one heart, one love.
Elijah Dallas, we'll see.
Yo, what up? Welcome back to Red Zone in the Lab. I am Deuce. Got my boy George in the building. George, did you see the second part of that intro?
I did.
I didn't get anybody I wanted, George. Nobody. I didn't get anybody I wanted, man.
It's been a tough free agency. Actually, it's been a pretty good free agency. We'll talk about that on the show today.
Yeah.
And Deuce, I'm happy to be on here, man. Like, for those of you that don't know, me and Deuce talk every single day. We're in a big group chat together. We collab all the time. It's actually nice to be on air together. So thank you for having me, Deuce. I appreciate it, man.
Yep, so happy, man. So like overall, like before we get into the Debo presser, overall, how do you like, or have you enjoyed? Are you upset? Like the whole offseason, how's it going for you?
I love it, Deuce. I think this whole year is all about an Adam Peters we trust. I mean, he's legit, man. He built our team last year. We were 12-5 last year. But what I like about the team is he brought a lot of it back. Like, I think there's 18 people that he re-signed from our team from last year. So we have the same core. And I think that, in addition with our coaching staff and having Cliff Kingsbury come back and our entire coaching staff come back as well, I think we're pretty stable there. Talk about players, though, Deuce. I like it, man. I think Debo Samuel's going to fit like a glove. Laramie Tunsil's going to bring that ultimate left tackle that we haven't had since Trent Williams. And I think a lot of the other teams, a lot of other players are all one-year contracts. So there's a lot of flexibility moving forward. So I like it.
We got some Bo Nix fans in the building. Of course, we picked
always
up
around.
some of them. We definitely appreciate the support. We appreciate Carlito was good. Yeah, man, Gonzaga's killing Georgia. Look, matter of fact, what's up, Radar?
What's up, Radar?
Bro, like, what does Georgia like? Georgia has to have like a no vehicle policy.
Oh,
that's
my God.
Kids to today.
Every day, dude. I don't know what's going on with them. I mean, they can play some ball, but they can't drive for sure. So I don't know what's going on over there.
It's insane to me. It's like every year, all year long, they're having issues with that. Like, I'm not from there. Oh yeah. McNeese putting on the show.
Yeah, it's his boys. Yeah, he's telling us about that.
Yeah, they putting on the show. So I'm not down there. Like, I'm not from there. Like, is the speed limit like 90? Like, what is it?
I've only been to Atlanta, and Atlanta's a big city, so I have no idea. Athens is where the University of Georgia's at. So, I mean, for real, with all the money they're making, dude, just put them in Ubers, man. Why even drive anymore?
It's insane to me, man. He said that's how they get their black stripe. Oh my gosh. Let's get into this Debo thing, but before we get into the Debo thing, I know I said like I didn't get anybody that I kind of want. I'm not upset or mad about it.
Mm-hmm.
You have people that you want that you think that'll be that'll add to your team to make them better. But I was okay with Debo. I just didn't want to trade for Debo. But the 5th doesn't hurt as much once it's finalized.
I agree with you 100%, bro. I think like walking into it, we were talking about, I like Cooper Kupp. I think people, they think he's kind of washed right now. For a late round pick, potentially get him. I think for a 5th round pick, Debo Samuel, I like that. He's a low risk, high reward player. I think we did some film work. Every Tuesday I do film work with Mark Bullock and Nick Ackridge, and we broke down where Debo Samuel fits in the offense. Dude, he's a perfect fit, man. I think you know ball. You basically know how he's going to fit. He's fantastic. Like there's a reason why Diami Brown isn't back here and OZ isn't back here either, because he basically plays both of those roles. Like he'll play that tunnel screen role where you can pass to him, get upfield. There's a better run after catch wide receiver than Diami Brown. And then he also plays in the backfield. Like people kind of sleep on it, but OZ played in the backfield with a 2 running back set. Debo would be back there often too. So I like it. I think it's going to be a great fit. He's motivated. We already saw those videos of him boxing and getting ready for the upcoming season. I think it's going to be all right, man. I'm excited about him.
Yeah, man. He doesn't have a big belly, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to him. That's you know what I'm saying? Which is great. But unfortunately, I can't find the Debo video.
On the Commander's handle, right?
Yeah, I'm on their handle. I see everybody else's. Let me see. Maybe I'm missing it. Hold on.
It's all good.
But I did bookmark it. So let me see, because I bookmarked it. So it should be there.
Deuce, while you're looking, who are some big free agent misses in your opinion? Who do you want them to have on the team?
I don't really like when I think about misses. I mean, I wanted Holland, of course. I really wanted a free safety. A lot of people already, y'all know how I feel about Kwame. I think he's a heck of a player, but I think that to maximize and to really get to where his ceiling could be is to put him back in the box, rather that's a flat or strong safety, put him closer to the box. So Holland for me. Let me see who else did I want that was out there. Man, I'm trying to think. It's been so long. I don't forgot about it.
Fast. Say it about real quick.
Right.
Were you a DK Metcalf guy? Would you have given a 2nd round pick for Metcalf?
So like when it comes to trading, like no, I wasn't really a DK guy. It was one of them things like, all right, yeah, cool. If you bring them in, all right, yeah, cool. Of course the T. I was in on. Wouldn't mind having T Higgins. Of course, Miles, right? Trey Henderson, I'm not in on that anymore because the price just skyrocketed for him. I think with the Miles and the Max and the Nail Hunter, like all of those deals definitely raised. So like I can't really think of anything that I absolutely. Oh man. I gotta go back and look, George. You messed me up with that one.
Were you interested in the corners, DJ Reed or Shavarius Ward?
I wasn't like I didn't Ward, of course. I wouldn't mind having Ward in here. DJ, I knew he was gonna want the bag. I like Justin Simmons too. I think he's still a free agent, actually. I like Justin Simmons too. Yeah. I can't find it. Yep. I don't know, man.
Is it on YouTube? I'll look around. We can try to figure it out.
No, I don't think they had it on YouTube, though.
I went on YouTube trying to check it out. It wasn't there before. If you guys are in the chat, drop the link so we can get on there.
Yeah, if y'all got it, let me know. Clean Farrell. Yeah, George, you must. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me. I can get reminded. Hold on. Let me look at this one.
Elijah Dallas. We'll see.
All right, yeah, that's who I forgot. What I nicknamed Jumanji, but I'm taking my nickname back. was
Hufanga.
Hufanga. Like that's
Uh-huh.
the other guy that I wanted. Holland and Hufanga. The other guys was like, yeah, I think they'll make our team so much better. But just because we didn't get him, I was like, yeah, all right. Like it wasn't a big thing. But Holland and Hufanga were big.
Mm-hmm. So you're
Of course,
concerned about our safeties, huh? You worried about
yeah,
that? Okay.
yeah. Of course, Dre, but I knew like once we signed back Bobby,
Mm-hmm.
we wasn't going to get him. D line was the of course the two trade guys, Khalil Mack thing, and like I was like, all right, yeah, whatever, cool. If they would have brought him in. I really want to get an edge rookie, to be honest. But this is where we are. No, man, I can't find it. Maybe they got to cut it up. And maybe
They took it
they'll
down and
repost
cut it
it.
up a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, so they have everybody else's on here. All right, that's okay. We can switch up, move around a little bit. But I did, and something that was very interesting when we're talking about our team and where we've come from, as far as the organization standpoint. This really caught my attention from Treshway when he I guess I don't know when he said it, but he was saying when he entered the building to sign his new deal, the coaches were there to greet him, music playing, people cheering for him, called it a surreal moment. He was like, I'm just pinching myself, he said. Said he told Adam Peters he didn't know teams did things like this. That's a very strong and powerful statement coming from him. Because he's been there. He's one of the last 4 Redskin players.
Like 10 years, probably, right?
Yeah. And that's something, because I'm sure he's been around people walking in the building, signing contracts, and they talk about it and stuff like that. But for him to experience that for the first time is really telling of where this organization is coming from.
It's funny, Deuce, how much respect goes a long way, right? Even if it comes in the football team, whether it's in our own jobs, right? Whatever we do in real life. I feel like this team has done a really good job with that and building this culture. And like right off the break, Deuce, like we talked about it before, that rotating captains last year where they were getting a different captain every single week, that was kind of odd at first, right? We hadn't really heard that before. Like, why are they doing this? Why are they replacing it? But I think that just gives people like incentives to do better and like be more invested in whatever program or organization that you're in, right? Every week, if you made a big play the week prior or you had a good practice, you became a captain, you got respected for it, right? So I think that built a culture. We talked about it as well, like, Zach Ertz, he said, I'm sure you caught the press conference, but like when he signed, he was like, the Eagles game ended at 6:00. At 6:01, I knew I wanted to go back to the Commanders. I knew I wanted to go right back. That's what we wanted to be on, right? Because the culture is built there. And then on top of that, it's just like, the way they treat people. Bobby Wagner got re-signed quickly. Mariota got re-signed. Debo Samuel as well, right? Yesterday, we can talk about this a little bit too, dudes. Debo Samuel, he got that money fronted, fully guaranteed $17 million. And some people are like, why would you pay him that money all the way up front? Like, first of all, it's a good deal because it's a win-win for both sides because you're releasing money for next year. But I think that shows respect too, right? It's like, hey, we brought you over here. Come be part of our family. You're going to join our squad right now. And basically, if you show out, we're going to pay you next year. I think it's a good faith deal right there, in my opinion.
I absolutely agree with you.
Okay.
And like, even for him, he said for them not to see me, like to see me work, for them to do that for me right now, it means a lot. It means that they trust me, they depend on, and I like it. Like I like the thing about 1-year deals is you talk about contract years, and these guys want to continue playing in the NFL. Contract years is the year that people usually really show out, right? Because they know that's the what have you done for me lately? Like what's my last impression of you is going to be the impression. So they want to go out there, they want to ball out, and I'm okay with that, especially for players when you kind of get up in age to that 27 into 28 to 30 range. You want to kind of work with those 1-year deals. You know what I mean? And then the whole thing, like, were you surprised about the move for Chin? Like, how you feel about the move for Chin, and how do you feel about Will Harris kind of filling that role?
I want you to kind of hit me up too, because I know you had a Saints reporter on your podcast. I want to hear from you a little bit. But Chin, I like Chin. I thought he had that 1 year prove it year in DC. I thought that he started off slow. He didn't really know the system, but as time went on, he got better and better. He was great in the run game, but for real, he was a liability in the passing game, right? He wasn't the best deep coverage kind of guy. But I love the fact that he was that thumper in the box. I like the way, I like this free. I think he's only 25 or 26 as well, which is nice. Kind of
26, I think, yeah.
There. But they set a standard, they set a limit on what they were going to pay him, and that's also good business. You want to do that. This is where we value you. He ended up going a different direction, and that's fine. And from all accounts, Will Harris is a good leader. People love him. They think, I think he was an undrafted rookie in 2016 or something like that. He made the team. He basically worked his butt off. He started to become he's a utility player. I think he's a safety cornerback slot player. They love him in the locker room there. He played. I think she was drafted by the Lions. I think the Lions prior to the Saints. He brings a toughness to the team, and with him, I listened to Logan Paulson. They were saying that he might not be exceptionally or elite at anything, but he knows what he's doing. Right? He's he has a high floor. He's going to play well, and you can just trust that he's going to do the right thing at any given time. So, I think the whole free agency was getting good players with high floors, and then basically we can go into the draft without any major concerns. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a safety early, Deuce. I know you want one, so I wouldn't be surprised by it.
Yeah, this move doesn't prevent me from going safety early. Not saying that they will, but it just doesn't prevent me from doing that. The thing about Will Harris is that a lot of us, when we first saw the sign, we saw he was, he's vicious. He comes up, he hits, he's in run support very, very well. I mean, he knocks people back like that. Everyone kind of saw that play with Algier when he came out of nowhere, and kind of rocked his shoulder pads and rocked back 3 yards, stopped him from getting the first down. But it's more to it to him, like you talked about. He knows what he's doing. The people around him trust him. He's a great guy, great locker room guy. He's a leader out in the field. They actually talked about that when I was talking with the reporter. Is that during practice, a lot of the younger guys, and even
Lattimore, right?
Yeah, Lattimore, but Honey Badger.
A Honey Badger, okay.
Honey Badger. They say he talks so much. He talks so much. So it's all right, we got it. In a joking way, but it's sometimes it could be irritating. You talk so much, hey, make sure it could be, but in game situations, they love it because it's always communication. Everyone knows where everyone is going to be at. And that's what's going to help also Marshawn Lattimore to have someone back there that he is familiar with, right? Because remember, they had hamstrings at the same time too. So they spent a lot of that recovery together. Good point. Yeah, and I don't think it's an upgrade from Chin at all. I think what Chin gives you, he gives you height and he gives you age. The thing with Will is that he gives you versatility, right? He can go out on the boundary. He can play in a box. He got run support. He can check slots. He can do all those different things. He's played free safety and strong safety. In the Saints last year, they were the Saints for one. Then they had a whole lot of injuries, so he was kind of playing all over the place, which it was okay for him because he's used to do it. And remember, you got Honey Badger there, so he's playing off of Honey Badger also. And Honey Badger, he's kind of, he has free range to play free will. So that's another thing you got to kind of worry about. So somebody we was saying, they were saying is it's not an upgrade. It's kind of like a lateral move. But I look at it as I'll take Will Harris for half the price, and I also know he's going to come to work on time, and he's going to stay late because he doesn't have any kids. Right? So that's the person that I'm going to hire. You know what I mean? So I'm not losing anything. I'm gaining a couple things. So
absolutely,
yeah, man, I really enjoy it. I'm really okay. I was kind of concerned when we didn't sign. That's the one person the whole fan base knew that we were going to bring back. Right? I talked with some people. They was it's a chance that they didn't put anything out there for him.
I remember he said it. That surprised me. So So if you guys haven't caught it yet, Deuce had a great interview with Lake Lewis. It's fantastic. Awesome interview. And Lake Lewis talked about not even offering Jeremy Chin a contract. I was surprised by that. Yeah. There was, Doug and I have a show. We have a couple NFL guys we talked to. One NFL guy, he's like, don't put it out there yet, but we think we're pretty sure Jeremy Chin's going to be on the Commanders. I think it was all on the table. I think it was about to go down, and then something happened last minute where it broke up. I was almost put it in the chat. It's I think it's going to go down, but then basically it didn't. Something happened.
You just never know, man.
You never know what's going to happen. It's crazy.
It's $8 million. In my mind, I was like, what did they offer him? Because it was six and a half last year, and you don't think he did but see, we always talk about players leaving. It's really 75 cents on the dollar when you're leaving the team. right? Because you can't you expect the team you're coming from, you have familiarity, like everything works. You have the understanding, the culture, all that thing. So you would think that they will play you a quarter more than the next person. And when they don't, you're like, well, I'm just going to leave then.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
for sure.
That's kind of like where we are with it. I mean, all the other moves is like what it is. I mean, man, we go on and on. We go on and on. All right. So help me with my depth chart. All right.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Let's do let's do the quarterbacks and running backs first. I think this is easy. Right. Let's see. Let's go here. Let's go here. All right. So this is what we got. Let's see. All right. The quarterback situation, the quarterback room and the tight end room were two rooms that I think would not have changed. He said AP said have 3 million taking the lead. That's insane. Chuck is clocking in. Those are two rooms that I think would not change at all. So far the tight end room, I hit on that one. The quarterback room is I think eventually they'll bring Josh Driscoll back. You want at least 4 arms. And I don't think Sam Hartman is an NFL quarterback. I don't think he's someone that's going to be you can be able to flip assets for in the future. I think his PR person is great, right? I think the PR person is like, look, stay around Jaden as much as possible.
100%.
Right? Like any pitches he's in, try to be there. Be his best friend. And he's definitely a lock to have you on the team. What's up, Tim? So that's why I think my quarterback room is. I wanted Marcus Mariota back.
Me too.
The only thing I didn't think that was going to bring him back was Oakland. But once they made the move for Geno, I was like, yeah, I think it's a high chance he's coming because he ain't going nowhere else to be no backup. You know what I mean? So how you feel about the room and those players, George?
I think you nailed it. I think just like you, I think Marcus Mariota, there's that obvious connection with Chip Kelly going back at Oregon connection going over there. I thought that he was potentially going to go there, but once they traded Geno over to the Raiders, I knew Marcus Mariota was going to come back. He's not going to start anywhere else. I think the remaining starting quarterbacks are Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Aaron Rodgers. They're going to fill those last holes, and I'm glad Marcus Mariota is back. I think when he needed to play, he stepped up. He played good in the Cowboys game and the Titans game. He was a good mentor for Jaden Daniels. Remember when Jaden Daniels got the wind knocked out of him in Atlanta, and he whispered in his ears to use his athletic ability? I thought that was awesome. So I love having Mariota back. I'm curious about Driscoll. I think you're right. I mean, Driscoll's a free agent right now. Like they need somebody else, so they'll probably sign him. But he's not on the roster yet. But I agree. I don't think Sam Hartman's going to be. I think Sam Hartman's like they're going to put him like Perk Plus commercials. They're going to advertise. They're going to hang out with Jaden Daniels. He's not going to be our quarterback at any time. So I don't see that there. So I like the QB room.
Yeah. Running backs, a lot of controversy. With Brian Robinson. Let's just talk about Brian Robinson real quick. Where are you with Brian Robinson?
I think he's expendable, man. I think you're kind of on that too. I don't know where you fall on it. I like Brian Robinson. And I thought 2 years ago when he was with Sam Howell, he was like the best offensive player on the team. Him and Terry McLaurin. What's his face? Eric Bieniemy was afraid to throw the ball downfield. They'd feed it to Brian Robinson, throw him screens. He was a pretty good all-around back. And he started off the year pretty strong. Like when Brian Robinson was running well last year, that was when the Commanders were at their best. Like it was like we found the ball, Jaden Daniels could work off it, things were going well. And then he got hurt and things sort of fall off. That's weird. He got hurt. Jaden got hurt like simultaneously. That Eagles, Steelers, I guess Cowboys game, 3 losses in a row. We started falling apart. And basically he didn't recover from that though. He was like 4 or 5 yards per carry kind of running back. And they came back. I was starting to fall at 2 to 3. The reason why I think he's expendable, he's on his last year of his contract, right? So you can keep him, and he could be a power back to some other running back, like a Burner or something. But let's say one of those stud back falls, like a Marion Hampton, or we get Henderson or something like that. I can see Brian Robinson being like kind of angry. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think he'd be happy to sit on the bench and kind of watch someone take his spot. And I think we talked about respect, Deuce. I think Adam Peters will respect Brian Robinson and release him. Or maybe try to get like 5th round pick or something for him to get ahead of that instead of like the bad teams let people to kind of fester on the bench. They're not going to do that. They're going to get rid of him. Like if they get someone else, in my opinion. So that's my thoughts. I don't know what your thoughts.
Yeah. So like, I like Brian Robinson too. I don't think you're going to get anything for him, especially right now. on like as far as trade or whatever. And I think he's on this team. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a release depending on the draft. But even if we get one of those guys, right? And I'm starting to believe that we'll have 3 running backs in the first round. And I'm thinking that if Trayvon Henderson is there at 29, depending who else is there, I think I'll make that. I think I'll run that card.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah. I think I'll run that card in. But even if we have him, I still think the room is stronger with Brian Robinson, right? And
why not, right?
Yeah, you have Eckler, and so like I think he still has value to the team. I just don't think he has RB1 value.
I can see that,
right? Yeah. And if we don't go running back, like I know your guy that you like, I can't think of his name.
Dylan Sampson.
Yeah, Sampson. Like I don't think Sampson could be like an every down back. You know, he's more of a burner. So then you want someone that could take those reps in there. If you're not looking at bringing no one else in. So I really think with him, it's stronger. I just don't think him as a RB1 is where we're going to go. But if we do end up getting someone later like Sampson or something like that, you might see Brian Robinson the RB1 next year, but maybe, you know, not as many reps as we're used to.
It wouldn't hurt either, right? Keeping players fresh, kind of rotating them through, like, you know, we see it over there in Detroit, right? We had with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, and we see other, you know, even the 49ers, you know, they're McCaffrey's down, but like we see the running backs falling off every single year. It doesn't hurt to have depth in regard to the running back room. Let me throw you a question, Deuce. Do you think Debo Samuel factors into anything? I mean, he's going to get some running back reps, but do you think he's going to factor into the depth chart at all in regard to this?
I do. I just don't know how much, right? Like how many carries is he going to get? 5, maybe.
Yeah, exactly, right.
5 carries, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Robinson get 12 or 13. Eckler might get a couple. You know, that's about 20.
Yeah,
right. So, but if we get another running back, where does that leave it? Right? Like, you're gonna cut B-Robs down to 7 or 8. You know what I'm saying? But maybe some games if we get up, B-Rob will have more carries because we're trying to run him down. But then you got people saying he's not really a power back because I don't like after the injury, he started ducking wreck.
He did.
I don't know what happened. He's trying to break it. Like he had that big run outside. He thought like he was like AP, like Adrian Peterson. Like, nah, bro, like run up. Like I just didn't understand it. I understand.
I don't get it either. Whenever I think of Brian Robinson, I don't know if you remember what I'm talking about. There was like this it was against the Falcons 2 years ago. He's wearing the black jersey. It's raining. There's a defender on the 1 yard. He just choked the hell out of him and got into the end zone. That's what I think of Brian Robinson. I want him to get back to that.
Yard on that too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he got fined for that. He didn't get the flag.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly.
You know, with the leader in the crown. I mean, he had one last year when he kind of bulldozed them from the 5. Like that's what we need. Right? Yeah, I mean the holes might not be there, but when they are, they like hit the holes, bro. Like, I don't know what happened after he got injured. I think for one, he came back too early. Because even those games he was playing what 1 quarter, 1 half. You won't see him.
I don't know if you remember, Deuce. He was mad. See, like he wants to play. He basically I forget what game it was.
The Ravens game.
Was that where the pre-game he was warming up and he got mad and he didn't want to get in there? Okay. There you go. Exactly right. He was mad about it.
So I don't know, man. I know he wanted it like the Ravens game when he was warming up. They was testing him out on the field, and it was like, nah, he was upset about it.
So Radar,
so
I was going to answer Radar's question. So Radar, I agree, man. Both of those Buckeye boys are tough. I like Henderson a lot. I think Henderson's the one I like better. I think Junkins is almost as fast, a little bit more powerful, but I love the fact Henderson's an athletic freak, man. He jukes, he cuts the corners, he takes those angles. I love it. And that's who I want. I want an explosive running back. And that's why I like Sampson. Sampson, when you watch the tape, he pops, man. He's explosive. He's just like A-chain. The only thing that's like a little chink in his armor is that he's small, and if he gets hit, he's going down. He's not gonna break that many tackles, but I like the home run ability there.
So this is my running back room, right? And everything is fluid. It's going to change as we go all the way because this is just a 53. So we're going to have 90. So
player X, you're going to get rid of McNichols? Is that what's going on, or you like him there?
Yeah, like I mean, McNichols is cool. It's good. I think he's going to be around through all the training camp. maybe they can fit him on a practice squad or whatever. But
Mhm.
I'm kind of done with that. Like I need some new blood in.
Mhm.
So that's why I go draft pick, Robinson, Eckler, and player X.
Mhm.
Maybe hoping we get an undrafted free agent that
Mhm.
can punt return, kick return,
Mhm.
right? That can get in there, that can kind of do some of the stuff that Brown, the draft pick, can do, and Eckler can do. But somebody just not ready yet. You know what I'm saying? But can have some sort of an impact.
Are you over Rodriguez?
Yeah, look, listen.
You already answered it. But go ahead. Got you.
Listen, like this Rodriguez, it's funny to me because like he did run hard, but he wasn't starting the games, right? They
Yeah.
wasn't game planning for him. Like he'd
Yeah,
come in,
I agree.
know he's coming in,
Oh,
and he'll
dude,
break
yeah.
off. Like that happens
Yeah.
that happens a lot.
Exactly
Right?
right.
You bringing someone in the game that haven't been playing. Like
You don't know his tendencies.
what's the little dude for Dallas?
Not Rico Dowdle. The other guy. I know you're talking
Yeah,
about
the other guy. He's like 5
the
feet.
coach's son. Yeah, I know you're talking
Yeah,
about
him. Like he came
yeah.
against us and he was balling. Like
Yeah.
he had like 50-some yards rushing, right? Like
Yeah.
it things like that happens, but you don't see Dallas saying he's gonna be RB1. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And look, they
Yeah.
cut the guy 9 times.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
exaggerating a little, but it was close
Yeah.
to it. They cut him
Yeah.
like 9 times last year. So like
Yeah.
I know they brought him back for depth to compete. Maybe they'll give him a shot.
Mhm.
I'm glad that they look. You can't just let go. Like you want familiar people in the building with you. You don't want to just have a whole rack of people you don't know, right? Because you're still trying to establish this culture. So you want to bring people back, even if or they may not make the 53, but you still want them around, right? You still want to
Practice
kind of
squad,
build
training
that up.
camp.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
all right, but that's where I am with the running backs. Let's do the O-line next.
Mhm.
All right, so this is what so let me know how you feel about this, right?
Mhm.
The starting 5 today, because I don't know why people are not talking about Trent Scott. Because
Mhm.
mind you, like they didn't move Wiley to right guard when Cosby got hurt and put
Mhm.
Corn out there at right tackle.
Mhm. I
Right?
like where you're
They
going with
didn't do
this.
that, right?
I like where
They
you're going with
brought
this.
Trent Scott in to play right
Mhm.
guard.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right? Like that's
I'm
what
right
they
there.
did.
I'm
Like
right there with you.
so like why are we not mentioning him as playing right guard or
Mhm.
being in that spot until Cosby get back, or at least starting camp off? So
Mhm.
this is my 5,
Mhm.
right? Like I don't know. I know Cam has said something like he's going to play Brandon Coleman, going to put him at right tackle, but you know how Cam is. Somebody replied to it, and he was like, "Well, it's still going to be a competition. We
Yeah.
have to, Cam doing his
100%.
Cam thing,
Yeah.
right?"
Yeah.
So, like, this is kind of where I am right now because I think they really like Wiley.
Mhm. I'm right there with you. So you're not on
I
the same
think they
page.
really like Wiley, right? So
Speak
I
it.
think I
Yeah.
got
Go ahead.
Tunsil, I got
Yeah.
Coleman, I got
Mhm.
Biotish, I got Trent Scott, and I got Andrew Wiley.
I love it. I
That's my
agree with
5
you.
right now.
I agree with you 100%. I think people need to lean into that, man. Why not, right? Brendan Coleman is 6'6", 330 pounds. Jeremy Tunzi's 6'6", 330 pounds. Biotish had a great, they're like
Yeah.
they're like the same size, whatever. Tyler Biotish is a pretty strong center right there. And then when Cosby comes back, you have a huge side of the line, right? And I like for me, if you put Coleman on the right side and maybe take over Wiley's spot, it kind of loosens the strength a little bit, right? Why not have one dominant side? If you have 3 of the 5 that's dominant, Coleman's athletic as hell. Tons is right next to him, coaching him up, showing him what to do, and Biotish right there. Run behind that left side of the line and go after it, just pound it, right? I think it's good to go. I like it. And like you said, Wiley isn't elite, but for the money that he is, like $6 or $7 million, dudes, he's a steal at right tackle. He's a pretty solid overall pick. They like him as you're talking about, so I don't mind him being there either. So I don't mind it at all. The only thing, someone brought this up to me. I don't know if you've heard this yet. They said that Jaden Daniels is right-handed, right? And basically, sometimes when he scrambles, he'll run to the right side because he runs to the right side. And then they're saying that they should maybe put Coleman there to kind of have that strong right tackle to help him when he's running to the right. Do you like that at all, or who cares?
I mean, not really because Wiley was there all last year.
Yeah.
So Jaden still had 800 yards rushing, right?
Jaden's speed, right? It's all about Jaden's speed.
So so and it is what it is, right? Like I don't think that's going to factor into it, right?
Okay.
Like he didn't purposely try to run left.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah, Lorenzo Carter still in the league.
Really?
There got to be another Lorenzo Carter. must be thinking about somebody else. I don't know, Tim. They just keep signing all types of offensive linemen. They might have signed somebody today. I know they got like Bobby Hart.
Got that
Got a guy from Pittsburgh.
Chargers. I got from the Chargers
too. Foster guy.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a few of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Prince guys and stuff. Yeah, he is a depth piece, but depth pieces do start. Right, depth pieces do start.
Especially on the line. Especially on the line.
And we need a depth piece to start at right guard to start the year off. It might be at least half the year. Like, you never know. But Cosby is like one of them guys that, like, you know, he's gonna just do the tough man thing and come back earlier than expected. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind Coleman at guard, but and these player S could be any of the news guys that we brought in, but I don't really know too much about them. They don't they doesn't really excite me in a sense, but we'll just see what it looks like. Like, I still think, depending on if we move around in a draft, we might try to grab an O lineman or whatever.
The guards are deep too, dude. So I don't know if you got into them with your film studies, but the guards are deep. Tackles are not so much, but the guards are. So you can probably get one in second. If we trade back third round, if probably one still there can play. So
yeah, I mean, even the tackles are like, even they looking at the guy Will Coleman. Will Coleman, right? Yeah.
Which one? From Ohio State? Which one? Oh, no, Coleman. Which one's Coleman?
No, Will. What's his name? Will something. The number one tackle.
Oh, Campbell.
There you go. Will Campbell.
Okay.
You know, some people got him as a guard.
Yeah, they do, because his arms are short. Yeah, he's dominant.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think we might try to get one if we can pick up more picks. But yeah, this is whatever. I think we go with 10 linemen again. You know, 9, 10. I mean, we just got to get closer to it. But this is where I'm at right here. So, what's your thoughts on it?
I like it. I think everything's good. I don't know if you did this intentionally, but Nick Allegretti, you don't think he makes a team, or you didn't put him on the board?
I didn't put him on there. Oh,
okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. One of these, because I was like, why do I have 2 player X's?
I think Allegretti is going to play for Cosby for the first. I think that's what's going to happen. I like what you had: Tunzel, Coleman, Biadish, Allegretti, Wiley.
I'm thinking about it.
And then, so I think that's going to work. And then Cosby, I don't know how you feel, Deuce. I think he's going to come back sooner than people think. I mean, I'm the outlier of that. People are like, he's coming back late October, late, November. He tore his ACL in January. Typically, it's a 6-month turnaround to get structurally sound, but he's going to take a couple months to get back into football shape. And dude, I think Cosby's a dog. I think they're going to give him throw all the money at his resources and electronic stim and being in the hot tub and all that stuff. I think he'll be back. I think he'll be back like October. I think he'll be back.
Yeah, I got to change. Yeah, I didn't think Allegretti. Yeah, sure. He'll be there. All right, let's see what we got. I like Miles Frazier and B.S. Wise, Josh
Simmons from the Ohio State.
Wise, yeah.
I can see that. Simmons a good guard. Yeah.
What do we got? Oh, before we go, let's throw this up there. So I think for the Wiley deal, the Debo restructures, right? I think they're really prepping for Jaden, right? And I never really thought about void years and how they really is a negative effect to your cap and your roster build. Because we always talk about how much the quarterback is getting paid, they paying the quarterbacks, but I never thought to look at what's the dead cap on these teams when they're paying a quarterback. And most time it could be huge dead caps, right? So it looked like what we're doing is trying to look, we're going to take away these dead caps and we're going to pay you now while we have it. That is so smart.
It's so smart, right? I think they're doing a great job. I think they're doing a great job balancing the books.
That is exciting. Yeah. That is so smart, man.
It's smart. And to go with the budget. Like people don't realize that next year, Larry Tunsil wants to get paid. Like he wants to get paid, right? So he's getting paid like 20-something odd, 25, 26 this year to play on the team. He has 2 years left on his deal. He's not going to go into that last season all like a dummy, dummy contract. He's going to want to get paid next season. So they're clearing money off the books for that, right? Terry McLaurin needs to get paid. I don't know when Marshawn Lattimore's deal. I think it's got to be coming up pretty soon too. I don't know if you know.
He has 2 years. 18 million, none of his 18 million this year, 18 next year. He has $4 million split in half, $2 million roster
Look at
bonus
you.
this year and $2 million roster bonus next year.
Look at you, just get that all
Oh
break it
yeah,
down. Hell yeah.
And
Okay,
then Laramie has 23.1 this year, 23.1 next year, but he does have $10 million bonus this year.
There you go. So I think so that's putting that in consideration, right? Samuel's going to be re-up next year if we keep him. Tunsil's going to be re-upped if we keep him. Lattimore's going to be re-upped if we keep him. We're not going to have those guys go on the last year of their contract.
I agree.
And then there's other people like, if we want to keep Brian Robinson, which I don't think is going to happen, but we could potentially stay back. But like they're clearing up money to pay for people next year. And then I think the way it works is after year 3, Jaden's going to get paid, right? So he has 1 year down, 2 more years to go. So they have that his NFL record contract on the back of their mind. They know that's coming. So
that's why I think Terry's extension comes this year. I was kind of thinking it happens like right before training camp. Some people thought it'd happen before free agency.
Me too. I thought
the draft.
I thought so.
I think it just happened like after June 1 in that July area. I think he knows. I think they already talked about it, worked it out or whatever. I'm thinking he gonna get between 30 and 32.
I agree.
And not so much as that he deserves it in a sense with like production, but he deserves it because he's Terry McLaurin. And
I agree.
You do stuff like that as a good organization, and people will definitely want to come here.
I agree. I bet you Josh Harris is like, you know what? I pay him whatever he wants, right? Because that's the kind of guy Josh Harris is that we're catching so far. So I think it's going to go down the way. And I think all of us will be happy to see Terry McLaurin's whole career here in DC, right? That'd be awesome. So
yeah, I would love it. I think that gets done. That helps out the cap this year a little more if they want to make some more moves or want to extend somebody else. I haven't really looked to see who else can get extended. I don't think it's nobody. That's one thing RON did a good job of. He didn't leave us with a whole. He didn't really leave us with no like bad contracts.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. And that's one thing that we didn't have to worry about with this rebuild, recalibration, whatever you want to call it, is like getting rid of bad contracts. We didn't really have to do that.
I think our biggest contracts from Ron was Deron Payne and Terry McLaurin.
Allen.
And Allen, exactly. Those three. And those are good building blocks. We got rid of Allen at the right time too. I think I liked Allen, but getting rid of him 1 year too early is better than 1 year too late, right? So
exactly.
We got some picks for him too. So we're good.
Yeah. All right, wide receivers. Before we got Noah and we had Debo, I was always like, we still need a wide receiver too. Right? We still need a wide receiver too. People, whatever, Slayton. Y'all was telling me about Slayton or whatever.
I apologize for that, dude.
Yeah. I was like, this is
I didn't want.
Why did he go back there? That is so odd. But anyway, the blue people, right? We brought Noah Brown back. I was like, all right, yeah, cool. Like, I'm not like ecstatic, like, oh yeah, we got it, but he can play that role. We needed someone to play that role so Debo can really be Debo. Right? I think that's going to help him. It's going to help Noah. It's going to help Terry. I think having a number 2 with Terry and having Debo at that's doing whatever he needs to do, I think it elevates the offense. So I'm glad we were able to get that with him. I still don't think Noah Brown prevents me from going wide receiver early.
I agree with that too. I think Noah Brown basically gives he had a good connection with Jaden Daniels. I thought they connected very well.
Oh,
he
yeah.
He offered a big body. He was great at blocking and getting downfield. I think he brings something to the team. Honestly, dudes, like, we talked about prepping for this show. I kind of set it up. I have Noah Brown as a starting boundary wide receiver, man. I have Debo as a slot. I have Noah on the outside with Terry. I think that's how they're going to do it. I think Noah's going to play his part. He's going to get those couple big catches, that big body downfield. I think he's going to play his role. But I agree with you. Like, I think at 29, all options are on the table. If a great talent falls, jump on it, right? I know we want to go edge, and James Pierce and Mike Green, that'd be awesome. But like we talked about it too, Deuce. Mike Green, James Pierce, great players, but they're not the commander tag type of players. I don't know if they're going to take them. Like, we'll see if they're maybe year 2 they're willing to jump on them because we have a better culture now. But I think they still want those character guys. Maybe they'll go a different direction. But Ibuka's up there. Golden, if he falls, which I doubt. Luther Burden potentially as a wide receiver. I wouldn't be mad at any of that. Like, that would take us to that next level offensively, but we still need help on defense.
I'm not talking about Gallup, Mitch.
Is he gonna make the team?
No,
News?
he's not.
I don't
He's
think. I
not.
don't think
He's
so
not going to
either.
make the
I
team.
don't think so. I don't think
He's
so.
not. Y'all know how I feel about Crowder. Yes, I had to apologize to Crowder, but I don't want him on the team either. Like, if that's the case, just give me Crowder back.
I'd rather have Crowder
If
than
that's
Gallup,
the
in my
case,
opinion.
give me
That's how I
Crowder
am.
back.
Yeah.
Look, revenge to a low.
Shut up.
Yeah, whatever,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, it's definitely
agree,
best
man.
player available.
Yeah.
And then I'm not surprised about another draft pick. Later if we open up or undrafted guy. I think we're going to be in that wide receiver market for those undrafted guys, and we might end up paying like the most for whoever is the best guy out there, as far as undrafted. So
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I definitely think we do that. Luka McCaffrey, like we'll see what he is. Like I'm not ready to give up on any of our draft picks from last year because I think that's a little premature. Because listen, like people always Howie this, Howie that. His picks don't really hit year one. I mean, last year they did, but like his picks usually it took them a couple years to really develop into what they end up being or what they are now. So like let these kids develop. And I think
100%.
Adam Peters understands that. This is why I don't think we're going to go linebackers because I think they really believe in McGee.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Luka McCaffrey, player X. I think it might be like maybe another vet. It could be somebody that's already here. But this is just what I have right now. What you think about this wide receiver room?
I agree with you, man. I think it's I like what you were talking about, like the unrestricted, the high profile free agents, the undrafted free agents, you pay them to come to your team. I think that could potentially happen. Kyron Lacey from LSU. I think, he has a connection with Jaden Daniels last year. He has legal problems. I think he was like, I forget what it was, like being potential murder or assault or something. It was something bad. Something real bad. So like, I think he might fall 6th or 7th round. If he's undrafted altogether, maybe they pick him up and he had like 6 or 7 touchdowns with Jaden. He actually has a good connection there. I wouldn't be mad at a dart throw late to get him on the team. I think every year you should take a wide receiver late in a running back late because you never know what's going to happen, right? So there's always that connection there. So I like it. I think I don't think Michael Gallup's going to make the team. Maybe I'm being a jerk on it, but I don't think he's going to make it.
Less.
KJ Osborne, like I don't think he's going to, those guys. Those are the same kind of players to me. It's kind of how
I'd rather take him. I'd rather take KJ Osborne.
Has more recent play. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
He might be. I mean, we'll see. I would apologize if he is, but I'm not putting him on this joint until like the last death chop before the 53 is announced.
I think we both agree. Hopefully, he's good, right? We're not hating on him.
We ain't hating on him. Shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to him. We'll see how.
Shout out to him.
Yeah.
So the thing with Lacey is very, is very interesting. I don't think he was actually involved in a crash. I don't know if he jumped in front of someone and they end up crashing to someone and someone big. So I don't really know the full details of it. I know it was kind of wonky because when we actually heard about it, actually had happened like a month or so prior to when we actually heard about it. So, and I heard someone saying like they're working out the league like before the combine or whatever. So I haven't heard anything about that, but I just don't think as an organization with him and Mike Green specifically that we're ready yet to deal with those type of things. Like he wasn't invited to the combine, and as of right now, I haven't heard, like I don't think he's invited to the LSU Pro Day either.
I didn't know that. Okay, well, okay.
Right. So like if he's not invited, he's definitely I just don't see him getting drafted. And if team do take him, it's probably gonna be Dallas.
Yeah, I can see always. Always.
Yeah, and I'm being so serious. The Mike Green thing, we know, like this is, even though nothing was like, proven and all that, but it's stuff like from high school and then college, then you had to transfer. So I think they'll do their due diligence if they're okay with it.
Good though. Dude.
He's oh my gosh,
he's so good. He's so good. But I agree. I think they're gonna be scared. I think we're trying to have a good image around the league, and I think they're willing to. I don't know. I think they might look a different direction with it. So
I mean, even Brandon McManus, like they wasted no time to let him go, right? And we just can't deal with this right now. And I'm sure, and we end up like because really Adam actually hit on a kicker, and we haven't had that in a long time. But you see what happened. But like the stuff with Pierce, like I'm okay with that. Like crash. Like,
Absolutely.
he don't want to talk to you, walking past you, whatever. Like, give me that. Like, I'll take that. Like, we need at least 2. We got Marshawn already. Like, give
Exactly.
me
You need a couple
another crash
dogs.
out.
Couple
We
dogs for
got
sure.
Debo. Hey, Debo don't be playing. So, yeah, I'm cool. Like, I'm okay with him.
And players like that, dudes like Pearson Green, they're great complements to what we already have. We have those big body, run stopping, like defensive ends. You want a straight speed rusher. And maybe it might not be a good look on, like, they might take advantage of running against them, but at the same time they can grow into it. And those guys, they just had that first step that explode. So I love them.
About the rain. Ooh,
I know.
Tight ends, like I said, I thought this in the quarterback's room wouldn't change. I'm not surprised at all. This is what I got going. You might see Yankoff hanging around. But like, how does, like, I think John Bates is there. Like, I don't think this is between Ben Sinnott and John Bates at all. I think it's Zach Ertz, Ben Sinnott. Like last year, I thought Sinnott with rounds week 6 or 7, you'll start seeing the snap counts change, and by week 11, 12, he will kind of take over. But man, that dude Zach Ertz was balling all year. He was like, "Hold on, young fella."
Exactly.
Just like he did like Goddard, I think, and what's the guy named Trey McBride.
Yeah.
Arizona. So yeah, I don't know if Zach. I thought last year might be. Thought he might hang it up, but he's like, "Nah, I'm coming back." So how do you want this to play out? Or are you a Sinnott guy, or do you want to draft a tight end?
So I'm right there with you. So the tight end class is actually really good. Like, I don't know if you call it that. Yeah, there's Mason Taylor, who's like Jason Taylor's son. There's like Harrod Fanning, he catches everything. Colson Loveland from Michigan's really solid. Tyler Warren's elite. He's one of the best tight ends that come out to dominate. So there's a deep tight end group. But I like it. I think it's a good balance. I hope Zach Ertz continues to do what he does. I think he brings a different element to our offense. Like, Samuel's going to be more of a gadget, kind of out of the backfield screen type of guy. Zach Ertz, the center of the field kind of guy, like, moving the chains, third and short, kind of doing that red zone target. I'm not out on Ben Sinnott, just like you do. So I'm not out on Ben Sinnott. I'm not out on Luke McCaffrey. I want them all to grow. I think from doing the film studies on Tuesdays is kind of what I catch. Fullback Ben. The problem with Ben is he's not bad, but the other players are doing better what they do, right? Zach Ertz has been a great pass catcher. Ben Sinnott's not as good as him in the zone and catching the ball, right? John Bates is a good blocker. Ben Sinnott's not as good as that. Like, he's not beating them out at those positions. Maybe he'll get more of a role this year, but maybe he is kind of an H-back kind of guy, like a Chris Cooley. He blocks and he gets some catches out of the backfield. He's kind of that route. Maybe that's kind of who he is, and we're kind of putting too many expectations on him.
Yeah, so I'm cool with it. I'm interested to see what it looks like, because I think he's going to get a lot of reps in OTAs and in the summer. Because look, Ertz ain't practiced one Wednesday all year,
exactly.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So like, some people's like, well, so what was he doing on those Wednesdays? Like,
taking it easy.
Yeah, so we just got to see. I think they want to look towards the future, and people like Ertz and Bobby, like, they got to talk to him. Look, man, we got to get these young kids in there, because y'all not gonna be here forever. But yeah, any final thoughts on the depth chart for? I was like, nah, we're not gonna be able to do defense like that's gonna be a lot. But
I like it. I think you and I are on the same page. I think walking away, our offense is going to be strong. We talked about it. Jaden Daniels, he's a force multiplier. He's going to raise everyone on the offense. Yeah. I think Noah Brown's good enough to kind of give us 300, 400, 500 yards to kind of balance out the other wide receivers. So I'm not upset with that. I wouldn't mind getting another wide receiver to take it to another level. I like our offensive line. I'm not scared of anything. I think Mitch said in the chat, BPA at 29. I'll take anything. If it's a right guard, right tackle, whatever the best player on the board is, solidify that. I think walking away, I'd be upset at the end of this draft if we don't have a home run third running back. The running back's too deep. And the last thing I'll say, then I'll wrap it up. Dane Brugler, I think he's one of the best scouts out there. He rates the beast every year. Does a really good job. Deuce, he said that the RB class is so deep, they're going to be undrafted running backs that make the team and start around the league. That's how good
crazy,
the running back class is. It's ridiculous. So let's get one of them.
Yeah, we have to. There's no way. But yeah, man, let's wrap it up. George, drop the handles, your show, and all that other good stuff.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. It's good rapping with you, Deuce. I love talking to you. It's a good
Yeah,
time.
most definitely.
You gotta get on our show, man. I don't know if you want to do a mock draft show with us, film study. You let me
That'd be
know what you
cool.
want to do, and you're on whenever you want, bro. Absolutely. I'm George Carmi at gcarmi21 on Twitter. My big thing is Big Doug and Carmi show. We do shows every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday we typically have like an guys from the national media. Wednesday we usually get someone from opposing fans, and on Friday we do mock drafts throughout this time of the season. So if you guys are ever interested in jumping on, it'd be great to do it. So check us out.
For sure. Oh, and what about the Google?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you for dropping that, man. So what I'll be doing throughout the offseason, I made a Google site. It's completely free. It's basically my thoughts. I'm just putting it on a website. I'll start cycling and retweeting it. Just go on and take a look. There's videos, there's draft scores, there's all the different draft picks that I like. It doesn't cost you a damn thing. It's bookmark it, take a look. It's actually a lot of fun. It's kind of cool. And I'm going to add some things throughout the year. So I'm going to start doing some safeties next. I'll be your boy Malachi Starks. We'll start looking at him this weekend. It'll be great.
And wait. Appreciate you, Joy. Appreciate everyone who's watching. Appreciate y'all that's listening. We know your time is very valuable for you to spend it with us. We absolutely appreciate it. Remember, do it because you love it, not because it loves you. One beat, one sound, one heart, one love.